Hi friends, so on special demand for all those aspirants who are preparing for RBI Grade B 2023, we are bringing this video to you. In this video, I would be discussing about 4 basic aspects that you should be knowing which can help you build strong foundation for the next year. These 4 aspects are pattern, eligibility, cutoffs and syllabus. And before I start, I want to address a very common query, sir, अगले साल notification आएगा या नहीं? अरे मेरे भाइयों, try to understand, see the data in front of your screen. Starting 2013, the notification has been coming every year except in 2020 when there was a COVID related constraints. So notification har saal aa rahi hai, and you will see that healthy number of vacancies are coming, right? This year in fact 238 vacancies have come, so it's such a high number, and RBI is growing like anything. So I don't think that there would be lack of seats or lack of vacancies at RBI and the notification will not come because there are no vacancies. No. The question rather you should be asking yourself is that am I prepared if notification comes after 6 months? Right. So don't wait for that external push of notification to come and then start, because then it would be next to impossible. Now I'll address the first thing, which is pattern. Pattern is very important for you to understand. RBI Grade B examination is basically divided into 3 phases. Phase 1 qualifying is now basically QRE plus current affairs based, that I'll discuss later. Then there is phase 2 and then there is phase 3, which is an interview. If I talk about phase 1 basically consists of a single paper which has 4 sections: general awareness, reasoning, English language and aptitude. Total number of questions in phase 1 are 200, worth 200 marks. That is, each question is 1 mark, and there is pre-specified number of questions for each sections. GA 80, reasoning 60, English language 30 and quantitative aptitude 30. And there is a sectional timing also. For GA 25 minutes, reasoning 45 minutes, English 25 minutes and quantitative aptitude 25 minutes. So sectional timing is something very important that you should consider, because only based upon this you should practice all your mock tests. There is negative marking also, which is 1/4, right? And the marks which you will get in phase 1 will not be added in the final merit list. So it is just qualifying. You just need to qualify the sectional cutoff for each of the sections. Yes, there is a sectional cutoff in case you are not aware of that, and you need to clear the overall cutoff to clear phase 1. Once you clear phase 1, you will be eligible to sit in phase 2. Phase 2 has 3 papers. Paper 1, economic and social issues, which is also called ESI. Paper 2, descriptive English. Paper 3, finance and management, which is called FM. This is not financial management. Please note, this is finance and management. Now paper 1 and paper 3 are 50% objective and 50% descriptive, and paper 2 is totally descriptive, 100% descriptive. So in paper 1 and paper 3, what you will get is you will get 50 marks worth of objective questions and 50 marks worth of descriptive questions. Whereas in paper 2 you will get 100 marks worth of descriptive questions only. पेपर 1 और पेपर 3 की बात करूं तो इन 50 मार्क्स के लिए जो कि ऑब्जेक्टिव क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, वो आपको 30 मिनट्स में 30 क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. 30 क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. सम क्वेश्चंस वुड बी ऑफ 2 मार्क्स, सम क्वेश्चंस वुड बी ऑफ 1 मार्क. और जो ये 50 डिस्क्रिप्टिव मार्क्स का पेपर है, इसके लिए आपको 90 मिनट्स दिए जाएंगे. देयर वुड बी 6 क्वेश्चंस, जिसमें से आपको 4 करने होंगे. 2 क्वेश्चंस आपको 10 मार्कर करने होंगे एंड 2 क्वेश्चंस आपको 15 मार्कर करने होंगे. तो 15 into 230 plus 10 into 220, that is 50, right? So paper 1, paper 3 has the same pattern: 50 marks of objective paper, 50 marks of descriptive paper. In objective paper you will get 30 questions worth 50 marks, and in descriptive paper you will get 6 questions. Out of that you will have to do 4 questions. Out of that 4, 2 will be of 10 marker and 2 will be of 15 marker. Descriptive paper में 100 marks का ही descriptive paper आएगा. You will be given an essay, précis and a comprehension. These 3 questions you would have to attempt in 90 minutes worth 100 marks. Paper is set in both the languages English and Hindi. So Hindi वालों को डरने की जरूरत नहीं है, except for the paper 2, which is your test on English skills, which would always be in English. But paper 1 and paper 3 would be bilingual, that is you can give it in Hindi or English. Phase 3 is interview, which is 75 marks, right? और इंटरव्यू से पहले एक साइकोमेट्रिक असेसमेंट टेस्ट भी होता है, which is not having any marks, but I think the questions that they will ask you in psychometric test, like if you are working in a team, which quality would you prefer? Honesty, leadership, speed. These kind of generic questions they would ask you. Though psychometric test will not grade you on marks, but I think the input of psychometric test is being considered while they're asking you questions in an interview. ठीक है, आपने साइकोमेट्रिक असेसमेंट में बोला कि मैं बहुत ऑनेस्ट हूँ, मैं बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग हूँ, देन दे माइट टेस्ट यू बाय आस्किंग डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस इन एन इंटरव्यू आल्सो. सो इंटरव्यू 75 मार्क्स का होगा. द फाइनल मेरिट लिस्ट वुड बी मेड आउट ऑफ 375 मार्क्स, दैट इज 300 फॉर फेज 2 एंड 75 मार्क्स फॉर इंटरव्यू. एंड इंटरव्यू ऑल्सो यू कैन ऑप्ट बोथ इन हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश. डू नॉट बी अंडर इंप्रेशन कि अगर आप हिंदी में इंटरव्यू देंगे तो आपको कम मार्क्स मिलेंगे, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. नाउ कमिंग टू द एलिजिबिलिटी, विच इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज even before you think to start the preparation for any exam, it is very important to check the eligibility. First, in terms of age, you are eligible if you have completed 21 years of age. That is, आप 21 years के होने चाहिए और 30 years के नहीं होने चाहिए. In other words, you should be more than 21 years of age and you should be less than 30 years of age. अगर आप 30 years 2 days है, अगर आपकी एज 30 years 2 days है, यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल. अगर आपकी एज 20 years 364 days है, देन ऑल्सो यू आर नॉट एलिजिबल. सो बिटवीन 21 and 30, and if you have crossed 30, you are not eligible. And what is the cutoff date for calculating age? This is a very important question. भैया जो एज कैलकुलेट होगी वो किस डेट पे होगी? So earlier what used to happen is that in the month where in the month in which notification used to come, the first of that month used to be the cutoff date. Suppose notification is coming in the month of July, then the 1st of July used to be the cutoff date for calculating your age eligibility. But this year the notification, that is in 2022, the notification came in March, but the cutoff date was given 1st January. So I'm not sure what is the criteria they are going to follow in future, but whatever the cutoff date that they will define in the notification, you should be eligible as per that date. Then there are some age relaxations for ST, SC, ST 5 years, OBC 3 years. Then for PWBD candidates in the general category 10 years, PWBD candidates in SC, ST 15 years, PWBD in the OBC 13 years. Then this is very very important. Now some people who are having work ex in the scheduled commercial banks, may it be government or private, doesn't matter. ICICI, SBI, whichever bank you are working, if you have experience there, you can get some age relaxation. I'll tell you later what is that age relaxation. So scheduled commercial banks, then public sector insurance companies like All India Insurance, New India Insurance, Oriental Insurance, LIC. आप किसी भी इंश्योरेंस कंपनी में काम कर रहे हैं, then also you will get age relaxation. And all India financial institutions like Exim Bank, NABARD, NHB, SEBI, if you are working here, then also you can get age relaxation. But that age relaxation would be given to you for maximum of 3 years. And it would be given subject to having experience in these organization. अगर आपको 1 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है तो आपको 1 साल का एज रिलैक्सेशन दिया जाएगा. 2 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है तो 2 साल का एज रिलैक्सेशन दिया जाएगा. 3 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है तो मैक्सिमम 3 साल का एज रिलैक्सेशन दिया जाएगा. अगर 4 साल का एक्सपीरियंस है तब भी 3 साल का ही एज रिलैक्सेशन दिया जाएगा. सो मैक्सिमम इज 3 years. And when you will count your experience, that how many years of experience you are having, do not count probationary period. Do not count probationary period in your experience while claiming age relaxation. So if you have worked for 3 years and 2 years was a probation period, your actual experience that would be considered for age relaxation would be 1 year. So please reckon that point in your memory, because this is very very important. Another point I want to tell you, you should have an experience as an officer, at an officer level, not at a clerical level. This is again a very important point. You might be working in a bank at a clerical level, but that would not make you eligible for age relaxation. Then eligibility in terms of qualification. Educational qualification क्या होनी चाहिए? The best thing about RBI Grade B is that they are not constraining themselves to recruit candidate from a particular discipline like finance or economy. They are saying that you be graduate in any discipline, arts, architecture, engineering, MBBS, whatever discipline you belong to, we are ready to recruit you. So they are not putting any constraints on your graduation degree, but they are saying that you should have minimum marks of 60% if you are a graduate, right? In the journal category. This is 60% is a journal category and 50% for SC, ST and PWBD. Or they are saying that either you should be a graduate with 60% or a post graduation with 55%. Now this is or. Suppose you have done an engineering, you have got 58% in engineering and you belong to journal category, you are not eligible as per graduation criteria because you have less than 60%. But you have also done post graduation, and in post graduation you have got 57% marks or 56% marks, then you are eligible. Because it's or या तो आपके ग्रेजुएशन में 60% मार्क्स हो या फिर पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन में 55% मार्क्स हो. इन बोथ द केसेस यू आर एलिजिबल. दिस आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट जर्नल कैटेगरी. For reserved category, 50% marks in case of graduation and pass marks in case of post graduation. And this marks that would be considered would be aggregate of all the semesters. This is also a common query. Sir, I have got 33% in one semester and I have got 80% in another semester. Am I eligible because my aggregate is more than 55% or 60%? Yes, you are definitely eligible. Does not matter how many marks you are getting in each semester. As long as aggregate is more than this cutoff which is defined here, you are eligible. A number of attempts for the people who belong to unreserved category, there is no limitation on number of attempts, but if you belong to journal category, you can give maximum of 6 times. You can give the exam maximum of 6 times, right? So maybe I've told you something wrong here. If you belong to unreserved category, that is journal category, you can appear 6 times. But if you belong to reserved category, SC, ST, OBC, you do not have any restriction on number of attempts. And I also want to add one thing here. If you have filled the form, but you are not gone to attempt the exam, that is not counted as an attempt. If you have filled the form, you have not gone to attempt the exam, it will not be counted as an attempt. Now I come to cutoffs. I hope you are clear with the eligibility. In case you have any query with respect to eligibility, you can email us at hello@edutap.co.in. Now coming to cutoffs, these are the RBI Grade B cutoffs for phase 1 for the past 5 years. Now please be very attentive when I'm telling you a very important information here. You see the cutoffs from 2016 till 2021. You can see how the cutoffs are varying. 98, फिर 78, फिर एकदम बढ़ी 105, then it increased further to 122, then it became almost half to 66.75. The point I'm trying to make is that in phase 1, do not have any prejudice in your mind, any pre-assumptions in your mind that you will have to attempt this number of questions, the cutoff would be like this. No, cutoffs will always depend upon the difficulty level, as can be seen here. Cutoffs increase from 78 to 82, right? This is almost like 60-70% jump because the exam was easy in 2019, but in 2021 the cutoffs dropped almost to half of what was there in 2019. So always be ready to face exam of any difficulty level and adapt your number of attempts, your accuracy as per the difficulty level of the exam. Do not pre-assume anything. And if I talk about cutoffs for phase 2, this is again something very, very important you need to understand. If you see the cutoffs for 2016 till 2021, right? Now this 225 is out of 350. This 245 is out of 350. This is out of 350. That is phase 2 plus interview. This is out of 350. This is out of 375 because interview marks were increased from 50 to 75 in 2021. Now, if you see this 350 out of this 245 out of 350 or 248 out of 350 or 238 out of 350, this is almost like 70% of the total marks. Now, 70% marks in a competitive exam where there is objective plus subjective pattern, it's not easy. It's not easy to score. So the cutoff is not going high because in the exam competition is high. Competition is even high in IIT JEE paper. Competition is even high in NEET paper, but the cutoffs there are hardly 50%. यहाँ पे 70% जा रहा है. Try to understand the reason. No doubt there is a competition, but cutoffs are going so high because the exam is testing you at a basic level. लोग बहुत नंबर ले रहे हैं. Questions बहुत difficult नहीं है. This is I want to make you understand that exam आपको कुछ PhD नहीं करनी है finance में या economics में. Be good with your basics. Be good with your conceptual knowledge. Learn to apply that knowledge, and you will have a good chance to sail through. Right. So कंपटीशन ज़्यादा है बट एग्ज़ाम मुश्किल नहीं है, ये बात याद रखिएगा. दूसरी चीज़ जो मैं आपको समझाना चाहता हूँ, यहाँ पे देखिए द डिफरेंस बिटवीन. नाउ दिस इज द फाइनल कट ऑफ. दिस इज द कट ऑफ फॉर इंटरव्यू कॉल. फेज 2 के बाद इंटरव्यू कॉल आता है. अगर किसी ने फेज 2 में 300 में से 196 मार्क्स लिए, उसको इंटरव्यू कॉल आया. बट सपोज कीजिए किसी के 197 मार्क्स हैं. अब 197 जिसके मार्क्स हैं उसको 245 लेने के लिए अराउंड 48 मार्क्स चाहिए इंटरव्यू में. इज इट पॉसिबल? नो. Similarly, if somebody has got 201, he or she will get an interview call. But can he score 47 in an interview out of 50? Very difficult. So do not just target the marks to clear the cutoff for interview. बहुत लोग क्या करते हैं सर, फेज टू का कट ऑफ या फिर इंटरव्यू कॉल का कट ऑफ 201 था, 193 था, बस मैंने इतने मार्क्स लेने हैं ताकि मुझे इंटरव्यू कॉल आ जाए. नहीं, दैट इज नॉट सफिशिएंट. You must target at least 15-20 marks above the phase 2 cutoff, that is the cutoff for an interview. Then only you will be in safe sense. Otherwise you are just, I mean, getting an interview experience, but you will never be in the final list. चलिए अब सिलेबस की बात करते हैं, द लास्ट पार्ट ऑफ अ वीडियो. तो फर्स्ट आई टॉक अबाउट फेज वन सिलेबस. फेज वन सिलेबस इज नॉट गिवन. Phase 1 syllabus is not given in the notification, but how we have deduced this syllabus is by analyzing PYQs of the past 5 years. हमने 5 साल के PYQs को अच्छे से देखा है, उन पेपर्स को एनालाइज किया है. From those papers we have listed these topics which are being asked in RBI Grade B Phase 1 from Quant, Reasoning and English. You can pause this video here, you can note down these topics because this is very very important. I found students, they read any other topics which are not asked in RBI, rather they are asked in SSC or no CAT. There is no point in reading those topics. Just stick to these topics which are on your screen right now. Pause this, note them down, and then then listen to this video again. Now coming to phase 1G, I've told you about the syllabus for DI, Quant, Reasoning and English. Now coming to the GA syllabus. In GA you will find that uh, GA, which is of 80 marks, there is a static portion of 10 to 15 marks. Static portion is that they might ask you where is a particular national park located, airport located, this Fongdas belong to which state, this regional festival is of which state, capital of which country, something like that. And other is current GA, जो आपकी normal current affairs होते हैं. तो static GA आपकी 10 से 15 marks की आती है. Current GA आपकी 60 to 65 marks की आती है. If I talk about current GA, right, then in current GA you will get questions from banking and financial awareness, जिसमें से कि RBI notifications पे काफी questions आते हैं, right. This year also there were a lot of questions from RBI notifications, RBI news, or no news related to banks or news related to Ministry of Finance, economic survey, etc. Then there are some questions on reports and schemes. Around 15 marks, 10 to 15 marks worth of questions on reports and schemes are asked. And then there are other current affairs which are asked in your exam, like no books and authors, winners and losers in this sports, any partnership or alliance that government forms with any international organizations like G20, uh, or something like that, or any MOU government or state government signs with, say, UNICEF, United Nations, World Bank, any funding that government gets, any partnership that government forms with organizations like Facebook, Google, all that is very, very important. Then science and tech, person in news, if somebody has won an important award, appointment, or somebody has died, summit and conferences. Then defense related news such as no military exercises done between countries, equipment bought from other countries. Then cyclones, hurricanes, any manufacturing hubs, logistic parks that are being set up in our country, any milestones that are reached by big companies like Infosys, TCS, or banks like SBI, PNB. All this comes under your other current affairs, which is also part of your banking GS. So go through these. This is worth 30 marks, right? So overall, as I showed you, 30 marks for this, 15 for this, 20 for banking and financial awareness, which is like 65 marks, and rest 10 to 15 is static GA. Now syllabus for phase 2, which is given in your notification, right? I'll not go through this in detail. Obviously, to understand this syllabus, you need to watch other videos on our channel, and you need to go through the books, or if you're part of our course, then you can see that what all in detail needs to be covered in this syllabus of economic and social issues. But the point I want to tell you that in economic and social issues, they have divided it into 4 units: growth and development, Indian economy, globalization, and social structure in India. राइट. सो अगर मैं बात करूं जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक हैं आपके, दैट इज मोर और लेस मेजरमेंट ऑफ ग्रोथ, सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, पॉवर्टी एलिवेशन, then balance of payments is there, then this economic survey, budget, this all anyways you will do. So these are some of the important chapters apart from inflation and monetary policy, जो कि आपका यहाँ पे कहीं पे होगा मॉनेटरी एंड फिस्कल पॉलिसी. दीज आर द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स ऑफ योर सिलेबस व्हेन इट कम्स टू इकोनॉमिक्स, स्पेशली द ऑब्जेक्टिव पार्ट और द पार्ट विच रिक्वायर्स अंडरस्टैंडिंग. अगर आप ये नीचे वाले टॉपिक देखेंगे, डेमोग्राफिक ट्रेंड्स, अर्बनाइजेशन, माइग्रेशन, सोशल मूवमेंट्स, ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट, health and education, gender issues, these are pretty easy topics which are social issues, in our society, and I don't think you need to read much in depth about these issues related to social structure in India. Rather, what you can do is keep reading newspapers, editorials there, and you will get a lot of material that what are the issues that are running in India currently and what government is doing or what government can do to handle them. The economics में social issues वाला जो part है, that is pretty easy to handle, but yes, there is core economics that you need to study. I've told you 4-5 chapters which will even help you to understand other current affairs when you study the current affairs. Descriptive English की बात करें, so there would be 3 questions in your exam. If you see the pattern, these are essay, प्रेसी एंड रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन. ऐसे में आपको 5 या 4 एसेज आते हैं जिनमें से आपको एक लिखना होता है. नॉर्मली 1 essay is from economy finance, 1 essay is from technology or internet, 1 essay is abstract, and 1 essay is related to social issues like health, education, women empowerment, etc. etc. Pressy आती है. Normally the article which they choose in a pressy is taken from a leading newspapers of a country, and then there is a reading comprehension, what we used to get in our 9th and 10th exams in our schools. 5 questions based upon paragraph, and you have to solve those questions. Right. Now coming to the syllabus of management, right, which is your paper 3 FM. तो FM में अगर मैनेजमेंट की बात करूँ, मैनेजमेंट बेसिकली कंसिस्ट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल बिहेवियर, टॉपिक्स लाइक पर्सनैलिटी, perception, motivation, leadership, conflict, organizational change. So these are some of the basic topics what you study in organizational behavior in management. Apart from that, ethics and corporate governance has also been included, which is no, something related to ethics. It's not part of management directly, but this has been included in your syllabus. तो ये सारा आपको करना है. This is not difficult. Management is very easy. It is something related to your day-to-day life. You will find it very easy, but obviously the coverage here is huge. You will have to be consistent to cover this part of your syllabus. Finance की बात करें, so they have divided the syllabus of finance into financial system, financial markets, and general topics. Now, many of the topics here are really important, like primary and secondary markets, Reserve Bank of India and its functions, then regulators of banks and financial institution is important, risk management is important, basics of derivatives is important, then inflation and union budget is also important. These chapters are the most important when it comes to finance part. But yes, the other chapters are equally important because in descriptive part they can ask you anything. They can ask you what is the impact of global financial crisis of 2007-8 on India. They can ask you what India is doing to encourage more financial inclusion. Uh, do you think these steps are sufficient? They can ask you something on fintech in a descriptive question. So anyways, you need to read all the chapters, but the chapters I told you initially are more important for your objective part. So that's it, guys. I hope you get a good overview, you get a good peep into pattern, eligibility, cutoffs, and syllabus for RBI Grade B. This is just a starting point. You may not be able to learn everything from this video, but this is just a starting point. This should actually make you think that okay, these are the 4 points I need to know. If I have not understood them end to end, I need to research more on them. And you're always welcome to send your doubts at hello@edutap.co.in. We will be more than happy to answer your doubts. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye, and wish you best of luck for your 2023 RBI Grade B exam.